Things people use every day that you didn't know originated from Michigan. We will cover everything from the snowboard, to ice cream, to the 5-day work week and more. Come along while we explore some of the things Michiganders are known for. The snowboard. First on our list, Sherman Poppen from Muskegon, Michigan. On Christmas morning in 1965, Poppen fastened 2 skis together to encourage his beautiful snowy day, while his pregnant wife got some much-needed rest. He didn't know it at the time, but he was about to help revolutionize the world of winter sports. Sherman Poppen is the inventor of the Snurfer, a child's toy snowboards. Although he was not the original creator of the snowboard we know today, he was a predecessor of the modern snowboard and the first to manufacture his products on a larger scale. The story of Michigan wouldn't be complete without the revolutionary impact of the automobile industry. We probably all have heard of Henry Ford, but what you may not know is that he invented the quadricycle. Despite the success of the quadricycle, Ford didn't feel content, and over time he essentially rebuilt the quadricycle. Along with installing stronger wheels and a cooling system in the engine, he and his assistants replaced numerous wooden components with metal ones. 7 years after his initial trial drive, on June 16, 1903, Henry Ford founded the Ford Motor Company and went on to build more automobiles. He wasn't the first person to invent a car, but he did invent one of the most famous vehicles of all time, the Model T in 1908, which became a symbol of the American automotive industry. Later that year, Henry Ford sold the quadricycle for $200. However, he bought it back for only $65 in 1904, and today it's a part of a permanent exhibit at the Henry Ford Museum in Dearborn, Michigan, where it continues to inspire visitors. The 5-day work week. During the labor movement in Detroit, Henry Ford wanted to give his employees at the Ford Motor Company a fairer balance between work and home life. So Ford took it upon himself to shut down his factory on Saturday and Sunday, therefore giving his workers 2 days off and the beginning of the 5-day work week that many of us benefit from today. The automobile industry not only revolutionized transportation, but also created a ripple effect, leading to the growth of other sectors like steel, rubber, and road construction. In the early 20th century, Detroit became the heart of automotive innovation. Ever wondered how those painted lines on the road began? Well, it all started with Edward Hines, a visionary member of the Wayne County Road Commission. Hines originated the concept of painting a center line on the road, dividing it in 2 separate lanes, allowing traffic to travel in opposite directions. What sparked this brilliant idea, you may ask? Well, it's a case of the right person being in the right place at the right time. Hines noticed a leaky milk wagon leaving a trail of milk down the street, so he applied that idea with paint, and centerlines on the roads were created. Centerlines were first used in 1911 in Wayne County. By 1922, all of the major roads in Wayne County had center lines. This simple idea has been one of the most important single traffic safety devices in the history of highway transportation. Our soda pop, the fizzy, sweet delight that has become a staple in our lives. Werner's Ginger Ale was created in 1866 by James Werner in Michigan, making it the oldest soda in America. James was a dedicated pharmacist out of Detroit. He was working on a remedy for upset stomachs when he was called to fight in the Civil War. He left a barrel of his concoction sitting for 4 long years until he returned from the war to discover his barrel had turned into a delicious fizzy drink. He then started selling his soda as a fountain drink out of his pharmacy, and it quickly gained popularity. Onto Faygo soda. Russian brothers Ben and Perry Feigenson moved to Detroit in 1906 and opened their own bakery. They began experimenting by adding cake frosting recipes into soda water. Little did they know this would spark a revolution in the world of beverages, creating unique flavors that captivated the public. Imagine both of these simple beverage experiments led to the creation of what we now know as soda pop. Quite remarkable, isn't it? From humble beginnings to a global phenomenon, soda pop has certainly come a long way. Next up is Mabel White Holmes, the brilliant inventor of Jiffy Mix in Chelsea, Michigan. One day, Mabel's twin sons had brought their friend home to play. Mabel had kindly offered everybody lunch, but the young guest had insisted on eating what his father had sent him for lunch. The little boy's father had tried to make biscuits, but Mabel could not help but notice how flat they were. She was aware that making delicate, flaky biscuits was difficult and time-consuming, but these looked neither delicious nor flaky. Mabel was inspired. She wanted to help families like the boy's father by making delicious biscuits in a jiffy. She got started on creating her biscuit mix, and the end product was a mix that was so easy and simple to use, only needing to add milk. This assured that anyone could consistently make delicious biscuits every time. Jiffy Mix is made at the Chelsea Milling Company. Millions of boxes a day are sent out around the world and to 32 countries. Some of the popular mixes include muffin mix, brownie mix and pizza dough mix, to name just a few. This simple product has been used by millions of people, and it continues to be an everyday staple in many kitchens. During Prohibition in 1933, Stroh's Brewery decided to make non-alcoholic products to stay in business. The famous blue, red and yellow ice cream got its start in Detroit, Michigan. Superman ice cream. The famous Superman ice cream is not affiliated with the DC Comics in any way. The name simply comes from the blend of ice cream colors. Superman ice cream is so common in Michigan, so much so that locals grew up thinking that it was popular all over the US. But in reality, it's rare outside of the Midwest. Michigan's history is rich with innovation and achievement. The legacy of those early pioneers lives on, inspiring new generations of inventors and entrepreneurs. Each story a testament to the spirit of discovery and the drive to push boundaries. Thank you for joining us on this Michigan journey through time. Until next time, keep exploring Michigan. Please like and subscribe.